एंड वेलकम गाइस टू अपग्रेड। आज के इस वीडियो में यार डिस्कस करेंगे पावर ग्रिड कॉरपोरेशन ऑफ इंडिया दैट इज पीजीसीआईएल के तरफ से आज जूनियर इंजीनियर इलेक्ट्रिकल के एग्जाम डिफरेंट शिफ्ट्स में कंडक्ट कराया गया है। आज के इस वीडियो में यार डिस्कस करेंगे थर्ड शिफ्ट का पेपर एनालिसिस, मैक्सिमम मेमोरी बेस्ड क्वेश्चन डिस्कस करने की पूरी कोशिश की जाएगी। टेक्निकल नॉन टेक्निकल पूरा कवर किया जाएगा। अगर आप इस चैनल में पहली बार विजिट कर रहे हैं तो चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करिएगा, इस वीडियो को लाइक ज़रूर करिएगा। अगर आज आपने ये एग्जामिनेशन दिया है तो ये वीडियो ज़रूर आपके लिए हेल्पफुल होगा, आप आंसर्स मैच कर सकते हैं। अगर आपने नहीं भी दिया है तो ये आने वाले एग्जामिनेशन के लिए आपके लिए ज़रूर यूज़फुल होगा। तो बिना किसी देरी के आज का वीडियो शुरू करते हैं। सो स्टार्टिंग विद द टेक्निकल क्वेश्चंस, टोटल 120 क्वेश्चंस आए गए थे। सबसे पहला क्वेश्चन पूछा गया था, विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग मोटर इज एन एप्लीकेशन फॉर हाई टॉर्क एंड लो स्टार्टिंग करंट? द ऑप्शंस वर सिंक्रोनस मोटर, स्क्विरल केज इंडक्शन मोटर, स्लिप रिंग induction motor or the capacitor start motor. The correct answer is slip ring induction motor. So this slip ring induction motor is the motor which is used when the high starting torque is required and reduced starting current and the controlled acceleration characteristics are required. So the correct answer is option C, slip ring induction motor. Next question is, in a DC motor the torque is directly proportional to, options were armature current, speed, supply voltage and the back EMF. So the correct answer is the torque is directly proportional to the armature current, because in DC motor when flux gets saturated the torque automatically gets directly proportional to the armature current. So the correct option is option A, that is the armature current. In industrial installation, what design consideration is vital for machinery? So according to the given option, the correct answer was adequate power supply is the vital consideration for the machinery for the industrial installation. Next question asked was, in a homopolar transmission line, which of the following significantly challenge that needs to be addressed? So according to the option, the correct answer would be the balancing of the three phase. The balancing of three phase is the significant challenge that is to be needed to be addressed in a homopolar transmission line. Next question is, primary advantage of SF6 gas is, that is the question mainly asking about the advantage of SF6 gas circuit breaker. So the primary advantage is of its high the primary advantage is the high dielectric strength. The high dielectric strength is the major advantage for the SF6 circuit breaker. Next is, the chain reaction of a nuclear reaction is sustained by, options were fast neutrons, protons, electrons. So the correct answer was fast neutrons. Moving on to the next question, what is the primary use of a DC starter? The primary use of a DC starter is to limit the starting current. To limit the starting current is the primary use of a DC starter. Next question asked was, which of the following bridge is used for the measurement of inductance? Options were Shearing bridge, Maxwell bridge, Anderson bridge or Wheatstone bridge. So for the measurement of the inductance, we use Maxwell bridge. So for the quality factor lying between 1 to 10, we use Maxwell bridge, and Anderson bridge is also used for the measurement of inductance, but it is used for the very low value of the inductance. So we will not consider here in the option. So according to the option, the Maxwell bridge is used for the measurement of inductance. Moving on to the next question, the technique involved in combining blocks in series or parallel to simplify the block diagram is. The options were Nyquist plot, block diagram reduction method, Mason's gain formula method or the root H method. So the correct answer is, for the combination of blocks in series or parallel, we use block reduction diagram method. Block diagram reduction method is used for the combining of the blocks in series or parallel to simplify the block diagram. Next question is, in AC locomotive, primary source of power is, Options were diesel engine, ground rail, batteries, or overhead lines. So here the correct answer is overhead lines. Next question is, which of the following is not a characteristic of an ideal op-amp? Op-amp is operational amplifier. Options were finite open loop gain, high input impedance, low output impedance, and infinite bandwidth. Option A, that is the finite loop open loop gain, is not the characteristic of an ideal operational amplifier. So option A is the correct answer. Next is, which bridge measures the low resistance? The bridge which measures the low resistance is Kelvin's double bridge. Kelvin's double bridge measures the low resistance. Next question is, for the overhead transmission line the sag depends on. So it was a formula based just question. S is equals to omega L square by 8T. So the correct option was related to this formula only. Moving on to the next question, relation between IRMS and I maximum. So the relation is IRMS is equals to 0.707 multiplied by I maximum value, that is the peak value. So this relation was also asked. This formula related question was asked. The order of a system is determined by, options are feedback loop, output signal, input signal, or the highest power of S. So to determine the order of a system, it is always determined by the highest power of S. So the correct answer is option D. Next is, the all day efficiency of a transformer is given as. So the formula, the question was asking about the formula for the efficiency of a transformer. So it is total power output to total power input multiplied by 24 hours in a day. If you want to find the percentage in percentage efficiency, so we will multiply by 100. So this is the correct answer. Next question is, the pentagonal OHE centenary construction is used. This question was something related to the transmission line. If anyone could remember the question, can comment down in the comment section. Next question asked was, the major advantage of electronic energy meter. The major advantage of an electronic energy meter is, that is, it has a high accuracy and high reliability. It has high accuracy and high reliability. Next question is, the formula for the string efficiency of a transmission line is given as the voltage across the string divided by number of disc insulator, that is, multiplied by voltage across the disc which is nearer to the conductor, which is nearest to the conductor. So by this formula string efficiency can be calculated. Simple formula was asked about the string efficiency. Next question is related to the Francis turbine, medium head, and it has medium speed also and medium specific speed. So for the Francis turbine, the head is medium and the specific speed is also medium. Next question is, why transposition of conductor is done or it is required? Why the transposition is required in a transmission line? So options are to reduce the inductance, B, increase the capacitance, C, increase efficiency, or D, increase line losses. So transposition of a conductor is done to reduce the inductance. So option A is the correct answer. Next is, illumination level in a room is determined by the formula. Simply a luminous intensity related formula was given, something I don't clearly remember. So this question was asked. Next question is, the dynamometer type wattmeter works on which principle? So the principle of working of a dynamometer is the mechanical force which exists between the two current carrying coils or the conductors. So moving on to the next question, the voltage transformation ratio is given by, options for primary current to the secondary current, primary voltage to secondary voltage, or secondary voltage to primary voltage, or secondary current to primary current? So the correct answer is option C, that is secondary voltage to the primary voltage. Moving on to the next question, the formula for the receiving end voltage of a distributor is given as that is the receiving end voltage is equals to sending end voltage minus the voltage drop in the line, voltage drop. This is the correct formula for the receiving end voltage from the distributor side. Moving on to the next question, the safety measures for avoiding of the electrical shocks can be. The safety measures can be the insulation of the live parts by giving the insulation to the live parts. By giving the insulation, we can maintain the safety measures and we can avoid the electrical shocks. Next question asked was, voltage regulation of a short transmission line depends on which factors? So this question was asked. Next question is, in overcurrent relay the time of operation is inversely proportional to. It is inversely proportional to the fault current. Next question is, in parallel operation of a transformer, which of the following conditions is not necessary? In this question, the question is asking about the not necessity. So the necessary is the same polarity, it is the necessary condition. The same frequency is required, yes, also the same frequency is required, and the same voltage ratio is also the necessary condition, and the not necessary condition is the same kVA rating. Both the transformer can have and cannot have the same kVA ratings, so it is not the necessary or essential condition for the parallel operation of a transformer. Next question asked was related to the RLC, parallel resonating circuit. Again, a relation between the mutual inductance L1 L2 and the number of turns related equation or relation was asked. So next is, what can be the advantage of ring main system over the radial system? So the advantage of the ring main system over the radial system is it increases the reliability due to the multiple paths. So it increases, the advantage is it increases the reliability due to the multiple paths, for the current flowing, for the current flow, for the current to flow, for the current to flow. So this is the correct answer. Next is, the synchronous motor run at a speed of synchronous with. So the synchronous motor run at a synchronous speed with the rotor speed. With the rotor speed. Next question is, proximity effect is more pronounced at. So the proximity effect is more pronounced at, as we all know, it is more pronounced at near to the conductor and at high frequency. At high frequency, and when it is near to the conductor, near to the conductor. So according to the option, this is the correct answer. Next is, in a water tube boiler, water flows inside. So in water tube boiler, we know the water flows inside the tubes. In the water flows always inside the tubes, and the hot gases surrounds the tube. The hot gases surrounds the tubes. So in water tube boiler, the water flows inside the tube and hot gases surrounds the tube. Moving on to the next question, steady state error related question was asked. Next was, the EMF of a DC generator is increased by. As we all know, the formula for the EMF of a DC generator is given by 5PNZ upon 60A. So EMF of a DC generator is increased by increasing. It can be increased by increasing the speed. So according to the option, we can increase the speed of a DC generator by increasing the speed. Next is, the component in CSP plant focuses sunlight onto a target using component can be targeted using the mirror or the lenses. Correct answer is the mirror or the lenses. Next question is related to the Scott connection of a transformer, the function of a Scott connection, or why we use Scott connection. What is the use of Scott connection? So the primary use of a Scott connection is to change three phase to two phase, or two phase to, or you can say convert two phase to three phase. So this is the primary function of using Scott connection in a transformer. Next question is the inductance of a transmission line is affected by. So this question was asked. Next question is the differential relay operates at. Options were preset value, 0% or 50% of the value, or the 100% of the value. So if anyone knows the correct answer, can comment down in the comment section. Let's move on to the next question. The Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction E, that is the voltage E is the relation depends, that is the formula. The answer was E is directly proportional to the change of the flux with the time, that is the formula. E is equals to minus n d phi by dt. So E is directly proportional to the change in the flux with the time. So this was the correct answer. This statement was the correct answer. Next was, which gate gives the high output when both the inputs are low? Let us consider both the inputs A and B as low, 0 0, and the gate which gives the high output when both the inputs are low is, according to NAND gate, the output will be high when both the inputs are low. The correct answer is NAND gate. Next question is, which of the following laws is not associated with synchronous machine? Options are capacitive loss, friction loss, copper loss, and the iron loss. So the correct answer is capacitive loss is not associated with the synchronous machine. Next question is, for a constant excitation on increasing the load on synchronous motor, the power factor. So during the constant excitation, if the load goes on increasing on synchronous motor, the power factor becomes decreasing. It starts decreasing. So the correct answer was decreasing. Moving on to the next question, the sag in a transmission line is least affected by. So according to the options, the correct answer was color of the wires, transmission wire. So this is the correct answer. The sag of a transmission line doesn't depends upon the color of the wire. Sag formula is given by omega L square by 8T. Sag only depends upon the weight of the wire, conductor wire, length of the transmission line, and the T, that is the tension. Sag only depends upon these conditions, not on the color of the transmission wire. Next is, the inverse Laplace of 1 by s is given as, it is u of t. So the correct answer is u of t. Moving on to the next question, the induction motor, the torque maximum at slip is equals to, that is, the question is asking that what will be the value of slip when the torque is maximum. As we all know, the torque is directly proportional to the slip. So when the torque is maximum, the slip will be maximum. So the correct answer is option C, that is 1. Next question is, the rapid change in the measurement determines which instrument. So according to this, the rapid change in the measurement of the measuring instrument always gives the dynamic response. Dynamic instruments, always the dynamic instruments gives the rapid change in the measurement. So the correct option is dynamic instrument. Next question was asked related to the corona effect, the phenomenon of violet glowing, the phenomenon of violet glowing or bluish glowing, and the formation of ozone gas, that is the O3 gas, and generation of hissing noise, as well as the generation of hissing sound gives the indication of corona power loss. So this is type of statement definition based question on corona power loss was asked. Moving on to the next question, power the wind power density is directly proportional to the wind power density is directly proportional to, it is directly proportional to the wind speed. It is directly proportional to the wind speed cube. The cube of wind is speed. Next is ABCD constant of a short transmission line. This question was also asked. Next is the equivalent resistance of a transformer is used to calculate. The equivalent resistance of a transformer is used to calculate the core loss. The core losses in a transformer. So next question is, moving on to the next question, in a DC motor the supply voltage. So in this question the formula was asked of DC motor, that is the voltage, the supply voltage V is equals to EB, that is the back EMF plus IA into RA. So this is the correct answer formula for the given question. So a relation was asked related to this DC motor. Next is a rectifier type AC voltmeter measures. It measures the RMS value. The rectifier type AC voltmeter measures the RMS value. Next question was asked related to facts, FACTS. Next was asked related to the fourth quadrant in an electric traction which represents which mode. That is, it was asking that in fourth quadrant it represents, the motor represents the reverse braking condition. Reverse braking condition. Next question is, the leakage reactance of a transformer depends on. The leakage reactance of a transformer depends upon obviously the leakage flux. So next is Y21 of admittance parameter is. It is the short circuit. It is the short circuit transfer admittance. Short circuit transfer admittance from the input port to the output port. The input port to output port. Next is the PMMC instrument measures. Obviously the permanent magnet moving coil instrument measures only the direct current, only the DC currents. Next is the shearing bridge measures. Options are inductance, capacitance, frequency and low resistance. The shearing bridge always measures the capacitance. Next question is statement based on the Laplace transformation. Next was also question related to the two-port network. Next was related to the mesh analysis. Something statement based question was asked. In next was the in node analysis, the node is taken from, always the node is taken from a point where the maximum branch originates. That is, here in the example, this is the example. So here node A is taken. So here because due to here the three branches, branch 1, branch 2 and branch 3 originates. So according to the option correct answer was where the maximum branch originates or is created. So the node is taken from that. Especially we consider to take the node from there only. So moving on to the next question, the formula for the diversity factor was asked. So the formula for the diversity factor is sum of the individual maximum demand, sum of the individual maximum demand divided by maximum demand on an alternator. Maximum demand on an alternator. So this is the correct answer formula for the diversity factor, and the value of the diversity factor is always greater than 1. The value of the diversity factor is always greater than 1. Next is the primary function of a surge tank is to reduce the pressure in a penstock and also to measure the liquid flow rate and combine the shrinkage of meter factor. In short, we can say the primary function of a surge tank to reduce the excess pressure, from the penstock, we can say. So this is the correct answer. Next question is voltage source to the current source transformation based statement was asked. So next is, if all the poles are present on the left half of S plane, then the system is said to be. If all the poles are present on the left half of the S plane, the system is always stable. Correct option is option A. Next is, the Norton theorem determines the equivalent current source. The correct answer is current source. Next question is, in a purely resistive circuit, AC circuit, the power factor is, it is always 1. The correct answer is 1. Next question is, molded case circuit breaker, MCCB related question was asked. A question was also asked related to encoder and a comparison between FET and MOSFET. This question was also asked, that is something common between FET or MOSFET, or that is something different between FET and MOSFET. This was asked. Application of op-amp, something related to integral amplifier, differential or voltage follower type. This question was asked related to op-amp, that is the application of the operational amplifier. Next was a question related to, again, the formula based, that is the demand factor formula. The demand factor is given by maximum demand divided by connected load. So the formula for the demand factor is the maximum demand divided by the connected load. Next question is, the back EMF of a DC motor opposes. Options are armature current, field current, supply voltage and the load current. The back EMF of a DC motor opposes. Option C is the correct answer. It opposes the supply voltage. Next question is, the slip of an induction motor is 0 when the motor is at standstill condition, overload condition, maximum torque or at synchronous speed. So when slip is 0, the speed will be maximum. So when the slip is 0 and speed is maximum or near to the maximum, then the motor will run at near to the synchronous speed, that is at synchronous speed or near to the synchronous speed. Next question is, the efficiency of a steam power plant is. The options are mechanical output to the heat input, next is electrical output to heat input, heat output to the mechanical input, or the mechanical output to the electrical input. It is option B, that is electrical output divided by heat input. Next question is, star connection, the relation between phase voltage and the line voltage. So in star connection, the line voltage is equals to root 3 multiplied by the phase voltage. So this is the correct answer. Line voltage is equals to root 3 multiplied by phase voltage. Next is, while designing the high tension and low tension lines, which factors is essential? So while designing the high tension and low tension lines, the distance from the ground is taken essential, is considered essentially while erecting or designing the high tension and low tension lines. Next is, which organization is related with the illumination? Next is the formula for the plant capacity factor. Plant capacity factor is average demand divided by the capacity factor. Capacity factor. Next question is, the sectioning of the electric traction related question was asked. Next is, in a armature control method of a DC motor, the speed here, the speed gets reduced by increasing by when inserting the external resistance R. Speed get reduced by adding the resistance R. So here the speed gets reduced. Next question asked is, the working principle of a DC generator. The working principle of a DC generator is the Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, same as all the machines, that is the Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. Next is a question based on the brushless DC motor principle. Next is, the primary consideration of designing of street lighting is. Options were color, height of building, distance between the poles, Types of lights or lamps. The correct answer is the distance between the poles is the primary consideration while designing the street lighting. Next is the reverse breakdown based diode is. The reverse breakdown based diode is the Zener diode. Next question is the current transformer based question, that is the function of a CT is. So as we all know, the CT is a step up transformer, that is it converts the low voltage to high voltage and high current to low current. So the current transformer function is from measuring the converting the high current into the low current so that it can be read in a measuring instrument. So the correct option was high current to the low current. Option C is the correct answer. Next question was also asked related to the servo motor and the systematic error question. Systematic error question was also asked. Next question is the value of diversity factor is. The value of diversity factor is always greater than 1. The correct option is always greater than 1. The systematic instrument class is based on. The systematic instrument class is based on the function and the response. It is the classification of the instrument systematically is defined by the function and the response, how the instrument functions and how the response it gives. It is based on this. The classification is based on this. So these are the maximum technical question, that is out of 120 technical question, 94 questions memory based question I have discussed. Now moving towards the non technical portion, that is rest 50 questions. So let's begin. Next is the non-technical GK portion. Which sports did Sarabjot Singh win gold medal in Asian Games 2023? Options are table tennis, boxing, football, shooting. Correct answer is he's won gold medal in Asian Games 2023 in his sports shooting. Next is rights not included in right to freedom. This question was asked which of the following, the options were given, that is which is not included in the right to freedom article. So this was asked. Next is on 12th September 2023, Union Cabinet approved E-Courts project phase 3 as a central sector scheme with financially outlay of. So the correct answer is 7,210 crore rupees. Next is correctly matched. This question was asked, that is if it is the part 2, that is Arya Samaj, is it related to Swami Dayanand Saraswati or not? And second is Satya Ashdhak Samaj, that is it is related to Jyotiba Phule or not. So these were the options. This was the question asked. The member of Rajya Sabha are elected by. They are elected by the elected members of the legislative assemblies of the states. Legislative assemblies of the states. Next is the first headmistress of the country's first school for girls in Pune. She is Savitri Bai. Savitri Bai is the first headmistress of the country's first school for girls in Pune, Maharashtra. Next is the parliament consists of. Parliament consists of firstly the president, second is the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. Trio of President, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha makes the parliament. Next is who gave watchwords one caste, one religion, one God for all men. It is given by Sri Narayan Guru. Sri Narayan Guru gave the watchwords one caste, one religion, one God for all men. So, Sri Narayan Guru is the correct answer. India's first H2 ICE technology was launched by which company? Which Indian company? Reliance Industries, Hero MotoCorp, Tata Motors or Mahindra and Mahindra? The correct answer is RIL, that is Reliance Industries Limited. Next moving on to the quantitative aptitude. The question was if sin A is equals to 3 by 4, then cos A is equals to, as we all know, cos square theta plus sin square theta is equals to 1. So here sin A, let us consider as one sin this, let us consider as cos square theta is equals to 1 minus sin square theta, and here will be 1 minus that is 3 by 4 square, that is 9 by 16. On solving, it will 7 by 16, then cos theta will becomes root 7 by 4. So here cos A is equals to say root 7 by 4 is the correct answer. Next question is solve x square minus x plus 1 into x plus 1. So here in this question, multiplying both the brackets inside, x cube plus x square minus x plus 1. So the answer will be x cube plus 1. Correct answer is x cube plus 1. Next is here in the question was asked how we have to find the value of x. Whether is it possible with only with the equation 1, only with the equation 2, or we require both the equation, or we cannot find the value of x with either of the equation. So the correct answer is we can find the value of x either of any of the above, either of any both options. So we can find the value of x with any of the one of the equation. We can easily find the value of x. So this is the correct answer. Next question was if 5p is equals to 7q, then p plus q by p is equals to. So here in this question, first of all let's consider p is equals to here 7q by 5. So putting in this value 7q by 5 plus q upon 7q by 5. On solving this, we get 7q plus 5q by 5 multiplied by 5 by 7q. So it will get cancelled, then 7q by 7q plus 5q by 7q. So here it will be 1 plus 5q by 7q. Q and q will get cancelled. So only we will get 12 by 7. So this is the correct answer. Moving on to the next question. Next, a question was asked related to the volume of the cone. So here in this we have to find the calculate the value of cone here. So here in this question was asked relation between the both the volume of cone 1 and 2. The volume, so the radius remains the same, but the height of the second cone reduced to 1 by 3 times. So the question was asking about the ratio of the both the volumes of the cone. So let us consider v1 for the first cone, 1 by 3 pi r square h1 for the first cone, and second cone the radius remains the same as the first, but the height of the cone reduced to 1 by 3. So on this dividing to find the, we have to find the ratio. So here it will become 3:1. The correct option according to the given option, the correct answer will be 3:1. Next question was asked related to some profit and loss, that is profit and loss, selling price and the cost price. This question, a question was also asked related to the compound interest. Then a question related to time and work. Next is a question related to time and work. Time and work question was also asked. The question was related to something like this, that A, B and C the has a work efficiency of 50, 25 and 37.5, and B left the work 7.5 days before the whole work gets completed. If B doesn't left the work earlier, then what was the total days required to complete by the all the three persons? So to solve this, let's consider the total work as 150. So it will be the A will complete 3 work per day, and B will complete 6 work per day, and C will be completing 4 work per day. If B would not have left the work 7.5 days before, then 45 work would all extra would be done. So for this we will add 150 plus 45 extra works, so it will becomes 195 works. So number of days, now counting the number of days, 6 plus 4 10 and 13. So number of days required will be now as 195 by 13, it is 15 days. So the correct answer is 15 days. So these type of quantitative aptitude question was asked. Now moving on to the some English portion. Now already I have discussed 111 question. Now moving towards some English portion. Antonyms and synonyms were asked. A paragraph question related to some honey was also asked. Some preposition words, easy to moderate level type English was asked. So these are the maximum memory based question which I could discuss. So if you find this video helpful, do like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel. We will see you in the next video. Till then, take care and bye.